Okay, this is a good one. He reads the paper over and over and over. How is it that she will take 3 hours to read the paper? Well, if you've forgotten you read the paper, you read it again, right? And then if you forget that you've read it, so you read it again. So big deal. You read it 4 times, 5 times, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The moment of reading is pleasurable. That's all that counts, in the moment. And that's on tough days. Better days, we'll remember. Okay? Now this is a good one, driving and losing one's way, and I don't have a solution. But Arthur is certainly not where he's supposed to be, and he doesn't know where he's supposed to be. So, keeping notes, keeping a diary is definitely helpful. It helps us to remember what happened yesterday, okay? And it can help us to know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. So, a notebook that is visible, that's larger, and label it well. Ginny's notebook or Benji's notebook. A very good strategy. Time? Well, most people can tell time, even with cognitive difficulties, as long as the clock or the watch is the round one with the numbers, not the ones that flicks 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. This is the best type of apparatus, I'll use that word, to have in terms of a clock or watch. And the calendar. Okay, the calendar. Don't know what the day is. Well, you know what you do? Today is the 28th. So on your calendar, you write a little sticky note and you put it on top of October 28th. Today is October 28th. So the moment someone goes and looks at the calendar, they don't have to try to figure out what the date is today. They know. The only thing is you have to change it every day. That's work. But it can save a lot of frustration, because if you can go to the calendar and see today over the 28th, and underneath it it'll say K. Kouri6 boring lecture, right? You'll know what day it is. We're almost finished. Almost done here. Okay, what year is it? Well, we know what year it is, right? It's the 100th anniversary of the Maimonides Geriatric Center. Great year here. And look who's there. Imagine that. Barbara Gold, Executive Director, and Larry Nash, I hope I spelled that right, President of the Board. And that brings us to an end. So if you have questions, I'd be delighted to answer them. Any questions, any comments? Did you learn anything? Yes.
What comes first, the dementia or the Alzheimer?
Okay. Dementia, that's a very good question. Dementia is a very general word, and Alzheimer's is just one type of dementia disorder. So it's like an umbrella, that's dementia disorders up there, and underneath it you've got different types, one of which is Alzheimer's. But it's the biggest one. Then there's some other ones too. There's PICS, you're welcome. Yes?
What do you do when you have a patient come up to you and say, where is my wife, where's my daughter? And if you can't produce them, you get upset.
Yeah.
And they're telling you they want to get upset.
Yes, well, you put yourself into that person's shoes, and encouraging statements might be, she's coming soon.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Well, then then it's tough. Then it's distraction. Then you might say, she's coming soon, but I've got some tea ready right now, or I really want to show you something in your room. You distract so that it breaks that brain cycle. Yeah. Was there another question? Yes.
Does physical activity like exercise help the memory?
Well, it doesn't hurt, that's for sure. And they do say that we should have lots of physical activity, that there's nothing worse than, and there are some relationships, but I don't know the research well enough, but they do say that exercise certainly helps to get circulation to the brain. We're brighter, we're more alert, and when that happens, of course, we function better, even if we have cognitive problems. Okay? Yes, back there, question. Hope it's not tough.
Two suggestions.
Yes.
The person has difficulty communicating.
Yes.
One is to give them a picture on paper, and maybe they can write out instead of speaking.
That's very
And
good.
The other one is, I know sometimes my husband can't answer, but I'll say, put up your thumb. If it's yes, put your thumb down know.
Wonderful strategies. I need you involved with this presentation. Very, very good. Using pencil and paper to respond. If you have a question, ask the person to write the answer. Or if it's yes, put up your thumb. Or if it's yes, put up your arm. And if it's no, keep your arm down. Excellent. Thank you for that suggestion. Are there any other strategies that, yes, sir.
Are there any specific causes for dementia, whether it's food, environment, pollution, or whatever?
Well, you know, there's so much written, and I'm not an epidemiologist. I cannot answer that question, I have to tell you today. But there are many different theories that are being worked on, and I guess we're still waiting for the results to come out. There is a small group of familial genetic relationships. We know about that one. But the others are still really under study, as I understand it. Now, if there's something more that has come out, I'd be happy to hear about it. Yes.
Are there any references, such as books or maybe internet sites or something, people get answers? Just
Yes, the question was, are there internet sites that would be helpful? Well, certainly if you go to the Canadian Alzheimer's Society site, there's some good information there, and the American Alzheimer's Society site also has some good information, and they don't just deal with Alzheimer's disease, but with other dementia problems too. So those would be two good sites to go to, yes. Yes.
I'll put an address of a very,
Oh,
very good site.
good. Thank you, Lucy. That would be great. Lucy's going to put up an address on the wall for you that will be useful. Thank you. Are there any? Yes.
How short is short-term memory? You tell somebody, you know, it's over there, and they forget. I mean, how short
Okay.
is it?
Well, you know, it can be anywhere from minutes to weeks and months, and then of course back in years. Because what happens quite often is that individuals with cognitive problems who have memory problems tend to go back in time. So it's progressive. And that's why I wanted to take you through that souvenir walk, if I dare say, to have you think old. Always think old and think the past, okay? And put yourself in the shoes of the person. So if today is a day that the person would like to talk about going to elementary school, let that be. You may learn something. It's a wonderful way of getting family history information, believe it or not. It really is. Yes.
If you don't have a computer, there was a book many years ago called The 36-Hour Day.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was written by a physician at Johns Hopkins.
Yes.
I believe. And I think it's still a valuable book.
I agree, Lily. It's a book called The 36-Hour Day, and there are many excellent caregiving texts. And if you go, for example, into Indigo or one of the bookstores, just ask them for the section on caregiving. You'll find, and I'm quite sure I'm not wrong, around 100 texts easily on the subject. And some are very good. In fact, most of them today tend to be quite good. And some will be focused on the dementia disorders, cognitive related area.